Hello world. Today we're replacing an alternator on a 2008 Toyota Tacoma 4-cylinder. Now let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go and remove this bolt or loosen it up at bare minimum. This would be a 12 millimeter bolt. Get that sucker to the left. Rattle, rattle. Then this guy's also a 12 millimeter. Now let's see what's going on. I'm sure I'm giving everybody a good angle. Now if only we can, this is the part where you'd like everything to go super duper fast. Now down here is going to be your 14 millimeter. Or actually, you know what? I believe they're all 12 millimeter. So I could, if I'm correct, this should be also a very long 12 millimeter bolt. Now please be aware that on some of these, or most of these, there will be a nut in the back. So if you loosen it and there is some play there, then take note that there will be a nut back there that you'll have to take off, and I will demonstrate, or I'll show how that looks in a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and remove the tensioner bolt that holds the manual tensioner to the alternator. We're going to move that out of the way, get that, take off the belt, and give us a little bit more space and give you guys a better visual. Now here, right here is the 14 millimeter, back there is going to be the nut. Now I'm going to go ahead and loosen this. Takes a little bit, turn it with the fingers. And right there is that nut, see? So, and after this, that 12 millimeter, if I'm correct, should come out pretty easily. So bam, out. We are out of there. Well, or at least it looks like it. Are we? Can I get a status update? It's coming out. It's out. Alright, what else is next? Now we are going to go ahead and remove the 3-prong connector in the back. That one right there. Since we are getting ready to take it out. Afterwards, as you see here, you want to take off the little 10 millimeter nut that's holding the positive charging terminal cable. So we're going to take that out right here. Alright, now you can do this at an earlier time. I thought I had enough room here to go ahead and remove the alternator, at least pop it right out as you're about to see. So I would go ahead and definitely loosen that all the way, push it forward a little bit just to create enough wiggle room for the alternator. Afterwards you should have plenty of space to take it out, and as you can see, the old one comes right out. Now we're going to go ahead and put the new one. Always check that the fitment is proper at the bottom where the bolt is going to run through the bracket. A lot of the times I run into the issue where it won't fit properly, so I have to adjust the, I don't know what they call it specifically, the little thing that gets pressed on there where the bolt goes through. That sometimes has to get moved out of the way, grinded out of the way. There are certain ways I can show you. Unfortunately, I won't show you right now. Now we are going to go ahead and put in the long bolt so at least it sits in place. You want to go ahead and push it in all the way so you know it's in there, and so it's somewhat in that location that you're going to need it to be. After that, you can go ahead and throw that on there, or at least the cable to the positive terminal. You can connect it all the way if you'd like. If you want to do this towards the end, you can do it whenever. You have easy access to it, so it's not a problem. whether you do it now or later, which is the beauty of this. Now let's go back to the front. We're gonna go ahead and put this nut, we're gonna go ahead and put it back, or at least somewhat of a finger tight on there. So less movement is better, especially when we go ahead and put these alternator belt back on, and it's best to put it hand tight. That way, as I said, we get less play when we go and tighten up the manual tensioner, and as that belt is gonna, build up tension, there's less play. At least that's the way I see it. Now we're gonna go ahead and put this bracket on, push it through there. Hard to see at this specific angle. I wish I could show you a better one, but you get the gist of it. You're gonna throw this bracket back on. Now you're going to put this bolt on. This bolt goes directly to the alternator. You want to hand tighten this bolt right here. You don't want to tighten it all the way because we still have to make our adjustment and put some tension on there. But if you can get it somewhat snug, that's good. Now we're going to go ahead, after I adjust the ratchet, we're going to go ahead and tighten this guy. So I use my fingers. See, as I'm tightening that, it goes up. Obviously we get more tension. And see, so I believe we have enough tension there. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten the upper bolt and the lower bolt. Normally I do the lower one first because I feel that there's a lot more fastening power, or fastening torque, or whatever you guys want to call it. Now, in most scenarios, you may need a wrench to hold that nut because it may keep spinning. Luckily, in our scenario here, we were able to simply hold the nut as I'm tightening this guy. So, results will vary based on, what's going on with the vehicle, or just that specific nut and bolt combination. So we're done tightening the bottom guy. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten the top guy back up. And as you can see, it's a pretty simple, straightforward thing. You really have that bottom nut and bolt, and then we have that bottom bolt, or sorry, we have that top bolt. You can go ahead at this point, tighten up the positive terminal cable. As I'll show you, it's right there. In most vehicles there is a cover. This one for some reason didn't have one. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. After this, you want to put the battery, and you should be able to start your vehicle.